Alright guys, I'm really sick today, but we gotta talk about the new Epstein releases. And in particular, I want to talk about Epstein's connections to Chris Poole, who was the creator and former owner of 4chan. Now, after meeting with Epstein, Poole opened a new forum board on 4chan called Dash Poll, which became the go-to spot for 4chan users to talk about politics. And unsurprisingly, this forum became a breeding ground for far-right ideology and led to the rise of people like Nick Fuentes, who recently on his show was defending Jeffrey Epstein and selling a replica of the jacket that he used to wear. So the obvious implication here is that the entire far-right is basically a psyop that was astroturfed by intelligence agencies and elite Epstein associates. They basically allow people to blow off steam by being edgy and trolling others, but ensure that those people never actually challenge the system or the establishment. And this movement incubated online before bursting forth into the real world and having actual real-life implications. Personally, I'm not surprised by this. I always thought this kid was a psyop.
So 4chan is Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein is 4chan, and 4chan is intelligence. I'm not surprised by this because I have personally made several videos in the past to the individuals that are a part of QAnon, you know, the individuals that run around on this app talking about trust the plan, that Donald Trump and certain figures are quietly taking out the deep state and the cabal. The only problem with that is the deep state is actually deep stating them and feeding them this information. That's why everybody is like, wow, those Q folks were right about all the children, because the information that they wanted them to see was being fed to them, because basically it was pacifying them, making them believe that the deep state is being taken out. But see, this is nothing new. This is the same thing that other counterintelligence agencies have run in the past. You can go ahead and pause to read. Aimed specifically at their citizens, to make their citizens believe that they are resistors, or kind of like QAnon, they're resistors, and they're fighting the deep state and the cabal, or the cabal is being taken out. See, even their operation is called Operation Trust. QAnon's motto is trust the plan. By the way, you guys know Palantir is building databases, social credit scores on every single American citizen right now that people are not paying attention to. And why these individuals people think is about illegal immigration is going to play a pivotal role in the future, going after domestic terrorists. And that's all coming through individuals' data. So all the controlled opposition and intelligence that is feeding people information, and people are interacting with this, they're just getting your data. They're putting it into a database, and yeah, that's going to play a part for those individuals or resistors deemed domestic terrorists. And you actually have Palantir, former employees and whistleblowers that are coming out and literally sounding the alarm about all of this, the data collecting, the facial recognition. You know, they're out there scanning the faces of illegal immigrants with cell phone from all the data they're collecting, and building profiles out on individuals. And your social credit score has been being created this whole time, why people are fighting with the left and the right and all these other things that they're paying attention to that means absolutely nothing. And then I'm going to go ahead, you can pause to read this for yourself. Information is all there for individuals to go see for themselves, but they're wrapped up with everything else. So yeah, once again, Agenda 2030 that everybody was talking about during the pandemic, somehow a lot of people on the right that were talking about it stopped talking about it because Donald Trump entered into the White House. The only problem is it didn't stop the globalization of all governments. I know it's wild to even say that, but that's the reality of what's going on. And you have agencies, once again, feeding information to people intentionally, what they want you to see, while also gathering data in the process. Nonetheless, y'all have a good one.